So, take my hand. Okay. So, right now, he's warmer than me. Our blood is not intermingling, right? He's just transferring heat into my hand through contact. So that's what the heat exchanger is doing. There's warm air that's leaving the house. The stale air is drawn from the bathrooms and the kitchen. It's being blown out of the house, and fresh air is being brought into the house. Okay? Now, you could go, well, you're using electricity to drive that. That's a pretty high grade of energy, and all you're getting back is some thermal energy. And we've kind of learned that thermal energy isn't quite worth what high-grade electrical energy is worth as far as greenhouse gases go. So I got to be pretty sure that this makes sense. Well, it does.
It does.
Now, you could go, well, why not just crack open a window over here if I need the air? I crack open a window over there. Or, of course, in most houses, they're leaky enough. Well, you go into an old house, you kind of know it. You can smell it, right? Well, what's been going on in that house for the last 100 years? In the wintertime, it's warm inside the house. And there's people breathing lots of moisture into the air. They have showers, they cook, they do laundry, all these things putting moisture into the air. So you end up with warm, moist air in the house. But you got drafts around windows and doors and things that give me enough oxygen. But somewhere there is cold air entering the house around a window. And right now, there's not much of a breeze, but any air leaving this house would be doing it on the low pressure side. The wind is on this side, this is the high pressure side, so this is where the air leaks in. On the low pressure side of my house, that's where the air goes out. Warm, moist air leaving the house. Receptacle goes down through the slots, ends up in the electrical box, into the wall cavity, and then out through the exterior of the house. On the way, it's cooling down. On the way, it gets cool enough that the moisture that's in it condenses. And that leaves moisture inside the walls, and that moisture in that dark environment, mold. So when you do any renovations in an old house, you tear the walls apart, it's always black in there. And that's what's been going on over all that time, is all that. So that leads to poor indoor air quality, because sometimes the wind's blowing the other way, and the air's coming in through a bunch of moldy walls, and that reduces the quality of the air inside the house. So that's why we want to build the tight envelope and control where that happens. You can see that it's got a condensate line, so if that condensation happens, and you can see what happens in a place where condensation sits. Warm, moist environment, there's the mold. It doesn't happen in here, it happens down below, because this part has air moving through it and it dries out. That's just when we have really cold weather, we get condensation coming out of there. So you get the heat recovery and you keep the building healthy over a long period of time. Now,